Okay, we'll start class. Only 10 are there. Tell others to join. Okay, start. So last class already been discussed about the synthesized attributes, inherited attributes. Just I will tell one line. Synthesized attributes, we need to have dot val extension at every root node of the, at every node of the tree structure, sparse tree. In inherited attributes, definitely we need to consider the particular, that means syntax definition, that means syntax directed definition, semantic cost in the top down fashion, and also in everywhere we have a dotted lines and then solid lines. So dotted lines going to say the inherited attributes, and then solid lines going to show your the particular synthesized at here. Dotted lines and then solid lines, both are there. Inherited attributes to be shown in the dotted lines, solid lines to be explained in the form of synthesis attributes. See dot val, and then we need to express this int data type, wherever data type are there, that to be expressed in the inherited attributes, that you remembered in the previous class. And also most important thing, that the root node to be obtained from, value obtained from siblings to the parent, that also we have to be keep on remember your value obtained from siblings to parents. It will be the inherited attributes. Dependency graph also been explained. What is dependency graph? It will be the graph just represent the interdependency between both synthesized attributes and then inherited attributes. So next we'll have another see dot validation definitely is an example of synthesized attributes, but dotted lines also there, definitely that is represented inherited attributes. So that both are been there, so that we're going to draw the dependency graph of this particular productions. So already been discussed. Next, already this diagram also been discussed in the last class. So it will be in the form of bottom of the things we have. See just now told about this in the inherited attributes. So we have bottom up to be there in the synthesized attributes, top down fashion to be there in the inherited attributes. That you have to be keep on remember in your attributes. Come to the next this class. Last class already given the differences between synthesized translation. One or two I will going to say. See, information is passed up since every time will go on up in a syntax tree, but pass it down in a syntax tree structures in the inherited translation. See here, in this example, everything is there. See type and then int and then wherever this comma, the everything to be explained in the inherited attributes, because it to be expressed in the form. That means the syntax is passed down. See, S will be the final. Here also S will be the final answer to be stored. But here dot val extensions to be there in every node. In every node we have a dot val. The dot val is going to say the synthesis attributes. Other than that, you can show it is an inherited attribute. So come to this syntax tree expression. So last class, three different functions I've explained in the last class, that consisting of make node, make leaf, make leaf. That means make node. Whenever function create a node with a field operator, any operator plus, minus, star is to found any kind of operator. That means found in your expression. So we need to have a left and right pointers, 2 pointers to be keep on saying. See the diagram also there. Here in this diagram we have a plus symbol, and then 2 left and right pointers will be there. And then if any identifiers will be, just we give an entry that will be called as an pointer to the symbol table is given by an entry. So ID. So make leaf num comma val. So this function create a node for number with label num and value for that number. Every time that value for that number also be expressed in the make leaf num comma value. Construct syntax tree for the expression x star y minus 5 plus z. See, come to this expression. So this many times they're asking this type of question. Just we need to draw the syntax tree for the expression x star y minus d5 plus z. First step they're given, convert expression from infix to the postfix. Infix in the sense in between two operands we have an operator, but you have to convert that infix expression to the postfix expressions. Just the infix expressions we need to convert into the postfix expression. Just we have a see writing see we have a xy star, that to be there xy star next with y minus with z plus. So like that we'll go on performing this operation. Next, we have a expression make node make leaf. Just now we discussed three different functions. Make use of this function. See, x is a symbol. First symbol. Again, we have a pointer to that entry. So we need to have just an identifier. Make an entry x. Y is also a particular identifier. Make an entry that is y. So ID. Just now we discussed ID and then make an entry. X is an identifier. Make an entry. ID comma entry. Y is also an identifier, ID comma pointer to entry. Star is also a symbol. Symbol means two pointers will be there. That is nothing but your P1 and then P2. Left pointer and then P. Left X and then Y, the particular right child pointer. So P1 comma P2. 5 in the sense that P4. The P4 will be equals to make leaf that num comma 5. 5 the value. Wherever that value is there, the particular value to be uploaded in the particular syntax expression. So that is nothing but your P4 make leaf num comma 5. So again P5 equals to make node. Yes, any doubt you can ask. Again we have minus. Minus in the sense again you have an operator. Operator in the sense in between we have a left and right pointer P3 and P4. So what is this P3 and P4? Just now we written P3 equals to that whatever been we have taken for that which one that x star y that to be available in P3 node. That P3 minus the P4. P4 is another pointer variable that will be subtracted. After multiplication is one symbol. Next we take another number and then subtract with that one. That is nothing but your P. The answer to be keep it in the P5. Next Z. Z is another node. So make that is not your identifier. Pointer to entry Z. So finally we have P7 make node plus P5 comma P6. Later you got the answer. See, first in 6 expressions whatever they are given, wherever the variable being found that identifier, give an entry, identifier entry. Wherever the star mark will go on, that means in between we have a left and right pointer will be there. That will be nothing but your P1 and then P2. That is left pointer and then right pointer. So addition, that means multiply this x star y, subtract. Subtract with y. That means subtract with that 5 in the sense 5 directly they are given a value that is number that 5. So subtract with this P3 and P4. Keep on storing the answer in P5 only. So again P5. So again we need to entry that Z having some node pointer that means identification. So we need to function this Z identifier pointer Z, make an entry P6, make a node with P5 plus P6. Then draw the syntax tree. You remember this syntax tree. This is very, very important. This syntax tree. This itself carries lot of marks. First, you draw this structure. What is this draw this structure? First, we have an x star y. Keep it here. Star here. Here we need to have a star. Star. See, first we multiply this x star y. Later, go to the next level. Go to the next level. Subtract with y. So that is one part. X star y immediately can able to perform the operation. That answer to be saved in x star y, that to be subtracted with minus y. So that answer to be added with, that means you go on. That's what I told every time we need the top please mute and then don't make noise. So like this in this industry going to understand clearly this syntax tree structure. See, remember, see, we have a plus pointer. Where is this plus pointer? Where is this minus pointer? From where you got this P1 and P2? First, we draw this P1 and P2. What is this P1? P1 will be the identifier first entry. P2 will be the another identifier P2. The symbol Y. So draw these pointers for P1. Next we have a P3. Don't make nice. P3 below. P3. That means P3 in the sense we have a left pointer and then right pointer because we are multiplying this. We are writing with respect to the particular. So again we have a particular after multiplication we have a subtraction. Before subtraction we take this num5. That is directly we are going to have num having certain value, mention this value, mention this minus pointer having a left pointer and then right. Addition. Before going to addition, one more node you found that is nothing but your P6, that is Z, that having pointer single for add with this one. By add wherever operator is there, left pointer and the right pointer is there. See from we are go on doing. See whatever you are written this parse tree, that helps you to draw the syntax tree. For operators, left and right pointers. Identifier, only one pointer node will go into card, that will go into enter. That will go into enter for symbol X and then Y. If any immediate value you got, directly you can accept that value and then mention the particular name of that number. Whichever the number you got, that mention that particular number immediately. Like that, we'll go into write the syntax. Very easy to draw the parse tree structure. Like that, you draw the particular syntax tree. Near the before that, we need to mention whichever the pointers where you have left and right pointer, wherever operator, where you have ID pointer, where you have a number. So that you have to remember and then make node, make a leaf, and then make a particular leaf node properly for the extension of syntax tree. Come to the next part. See this diagram clearly we have to follow because this question carries, see, STD for above grammar. STD already you know, syntax directed definition. See, for every time we need to have this one plus in the sense two kind of operator, left pointer and right pointer, that here written as E1 dot end pointer and T dot end pointer. What is this end pointer? This is the node pointer. E is the one variable and T is the C. Already you know E tends to E plus T, E to T, T to F, F to ID. So E, T, F, E, ID. That you in the same fashion here also you writing two variables. We have E and then T. Again E minus T, same thing. Minus will be the operator. Two pointers left and right pointers. Star will be the operator. Again we have a two operators. Then E tends to P, T, that means E dot n pointer will be equal to P. By looking to this SGD, syntax directed definition, we can easily draw this syntax tree. Here already you know this diagram how to draw. Consider the same diagram, but you need to mention both lines, solid lines and then the dashed lines. E dot nptr, because the start symbol is E, so keep the answer in E only. So E consisting of what? E plus T. So write it here E. In the solid line you write plus and then here also T and here E plus T. Write it clearly, E plus T. E plus T. So you remember this plus symbol where it is there in the pointer. You mention that particular plus here. You mention where is this plus here? You mention here E and then plus T pointer. That T plus left and right particular pointer is there. You mention that one. Again we have a minus symbol. Minus symbol again we have to show in the sense. Again we have to divide. That means E tends to E minus T, because your production also E tends to E1 minus T. So E and then T. Again E in the sense, again we have to consider wherever that E in the sense, that left hand side variable, that going to divide your answer. That means E tends to E1 plus T. Wherever E got E1 minus T, again E got E star T. Again you have from E, the operators wherever you got, immediately you write the left and right pointers. That means you have a minus left and right power. Where is this left symbol? Star mark. Right side operators, operand will be num comma 5. Already you got this x star y and then the x star y minus 5 plus z. So from this you got x star y. So we have a x star y because from E star and then E minus you got this star and then the particular identifier operator. From here right hand side we already you got T, E plus T. See T directly we need to add this Z. So identifier is there, so entry is Z. So that will be available in the plus pointer. Left pointer will be showing the subtraction answer of this minus. Keep this as a one pointer. Remaining directly will going to take the Z value and final answer to be keep it in the E dot nptr. See, remember wherever this E is there, divide into parse tree. E tends to E minus T. 1. E tends to E minus T will be the first production. E tends to E minus T. Again you E got E tends to E star T. Again E star T in the sense wherever operator will present, keep it in the particular pointer information, left and right pointer. Wherever star you got, that is star and then left and right pointer. Here left pointer, keep this left pointer, that is the variable, that answer, whatever the answer you got. See, finally after this left and right pointer, whatever the answer you got, that also keep it in ID entry for X, that also ID for entry for Y. See, X star Y. Before that, where that X will be, where that Y will be, we come with this production E. That you have to remember. starting from E, divide E into E plus T, divide E into E minus T, divide E into E star T, and then E to T, T to ID, and ID to the entry, the pointers. Wherever the symbol being found, directly you have a left pointer and then right pointer. Again, minus will be there in the sense first x star y. Answer, that will be the left pointer. Next is x star y minus 5. So it gets that num value already t to num. Directly we can have the production t to id is there, t to num is there. So put it the t to num and get the answer. So this is the easier way to write the syntax tree. Practice, without practice you won't get ideas of this diagram. So but the production also there, symbols also there. Symbols in the sense left and right pointers you have to set up. By setting this left and right pointer, you need to decide where to draw this left pointer and then right pointer for every time. And then every time we need to, wherever the start symbol is a divide. Come to the next one. We have directed acyclic graph. We have a directed acyclic graph, DAG. Many times they're asking this question about write a short note on directed acyclic graph, or simply they're asking to draw some directed acyclic graph for the expression. What is this DAG? It's a graph drawn by identifying the common sub-expressions like syntax tree. Just now we draw this diagram, this is an example of your syntax tree. This is a good example of your syntax tree. Here also is a DAG is also a good example of syntax tree. See, what is this the syntax tree? That means we're going to draw the common sub-expressions. Common sub-expression in the sense, see, x plus y, again star z plus a plus b, like that. Inside one more common expressions will be there. How will going to identify the common sub-expression to draw this directed graph? And then they're using directed, the word directed in the sense we need to mention clearly where to go, either from top to bottom or bottom to top, that means bottom of level or top down manner. But we need to understand the direction properly, because it's an example of directed acyclic graph. No kind of cycle will be there. So like syntax tree, here also nodes representing sub-expressions in the expression. These nodes again and again I go on telling, operators will be there, operand will be there, operand 1, 2, 3, wherever value is there, just keep that value in the particular node. That means operator in the sense left and right particular nodes will be there. So difference between DAG and syntax tree also they are given is that the common sub-expressions has more than one parent. That means common sub-expressions are more than one parent, because in the DAG there are more than one parent. That means common sub-expressions. After multiplying, after subtracting, we keep the answers in one or the other parent. So therefore, a common sub-expression has more than one parent. And in a syntax tree, the common sub-expressions will be represented as duplicated subtrees. See here, in this example, duplicated subtrees will be there. So this is nothing but your syntax here also. The star, first we have a star left and right, again minus. So there's either many kind of duplicated trees being available. So therefore, in the syntax tree, the common sub-expressions would be represented in the form of duplicated subtrees. So this is the question they're asking many times. I have written for you only. So draw the syntax tree. See, distributed here, a star b plus c minus b star a plus b plus b. See, so many common sub-expressions they are given in this expression. A star b is one term, c minus b is another second term, star a star b is another third term, and then we are go on adding, multiplying, and then adding. So totally 4 sub-expressions will be there. So I written here 4 sub-expressions. And how will going to manage while drawing this graph in the sense, see this first we need to obtain the post order traversal. How to draw the post order traversal? Post order traversal in the sense first we need to merge your both operands AB star. After this operation is star. Next CD after this operation is minus. That part is over. Next is another part is AB star. Another part is AB star B plus. AB star B plus. So taking this as a for, because first we need to perform the operation, put the particular operator in front. Perform the operation, put the particular operator in front of that one. So from this post order sequence, the syntax and DAG can be easily generated. Before drawing this DAG, first you need to write how many nodes will be there. So how how many nodes, how many pointers will be there. P1, first we have an A, first we have another B. So P3 in the sense again we have a star. We have a left pointer and then right pointer. Wherever left, right pointer for this is there, then you can write it as pointer 1, pointer 2. P4 again we got make leaf. Make leaf in the sense another node is there, enter. So make leaf ID comma C. Another node will enter, that means make leaf ID comma D. P6 in the sense what happens, that means we need to subtract. So we need to subtract in the sense A, C minus D is there, so we got C and then D. So subtract, we have a left and right pointer P4, P5. So totally 6 been over. Next 7, from 7 onwards we need to clearly follow because we have a previous answer in P3 and then another answer in P6. Keep that itself and then make it as another pointer P7. Make note plus left pointer is P3, right pointer is your P6. So make note P3 and P6. P8 make note make leaf ID comma A. The ID comma A is another, that means again because we'll have a star B and then plus C minus D. Already been you got A star B, C minus B. So taking that P3 and then P6 add P7. So next we come to the ID comma A. Another the things they are written as A star B. So again A, again B, because we can't able to repeat the same variable because this is the acyclic fashion. So therefore again we are going to have a and then B, again they are given star. Again we have a left and right pointer P7 and then P8. So like that we're going to take here every time. Okay, make leaf A and then B and then we have a P10 star P7 P8 for left and right pointer. Come to the P11. P11 going to make node of star. That means we need to have a star node of P7 and P10. P7 already you did. The answer already you got from the A star B and C minus D. Take that P7 as one left pointer and right node just now we did A star B. So multiply both the things P7 and P10. That answer to be add with another node. Therefore take another make leaf node IDB add with, that means P11 and P12 that to be stored in the P. So this is the answer we got. So next we have to write the particular DAG, directed acyclic graph. See, directed acyclic graph, we need to understand very clearly. First, what they are given in the first bracket, they are to be removed. A star B bracket is first. Write down the syntax tree. Write down parse tree for A star B. Star is there, left side A, B. One part is over. Immediately, this answer to be add with the C minus D. So write this C minus D here. Write this C minus D also here. So C minus D. Write this C minus D here. First A, note down here, A star B is one term and then C minus D is another term. Both are adding. Both are adding. So just make a link. This is one pointer, this is another pointer. Make a link with these two. Then what happens next? Star. Star in the sense again we have this A star B, B star C, that means C minus D. So both the part is over. Then star with again A star B. A star B once again whatever you answer you got, keep it in A star B here. This star in the sense so again we are elaborating A star B here. Then what happens, that will be plus with your B. B again you are taking from the same thing. But here note, once your node been created, not be go on repeating the same node. But we have to keep the answers in a different manner. The pointer answers to be stored in a different variable. So therefore P1, P2 up to P13 we made C minus D A star. We first create add this one. The answer, whatever the answer you got, that you start. That whatever the answer before going to take the final answer, you take this A star B also. A star B also, that multiplication of this A star B. Again you remove all these brackets, but totally add with a particular and B. So this is going to show the DAG, directed acyclic graph. And one more thing here we need to remember that in the sequence of operations of DAG here, first we have a P1 is what, P2, P3, what is this P3, everything you remember See P1, P2 directly we can say the left and right pointer, and also P4 C were created, D were created. So this also C minus D operation also been over. Answer whatever P6 and then P3. So here P6 and P3 because we are having another graph, we are taking A star B again and again. We, instead of writing, take the same A star B, add here. Take the A star B same here. So here they are writing B minus C star D, and then we are writing the same thing B minus C star D, A plus A star B minus C. So we are writing in their own fashion. Only 10 minutes are there. So this graph, if you understand, then easily you only can going to write the key. Every time we need to have separately wherever operator is there, left and right pointer. Wherever the particular operator operand value is there, direct kind of entry C ID comma C direct entry, new entry to the particular pointer. If you know this much, can any answer you got that you add it or subtract it depends upon your expressions you do the operation. So construct a syntax, you try by yourself k equals to, see directly k equals to k plus 5. First you go to the right hand side operations, expressions k plus 5. Write this plus here in the between left side k 5. So note down this k plus 5. Immediately we have a what is the particular assignment symbol is there, write it behind that one, and then we go back to the particular k. In this also we can write, in this also we can write, but to remember what is the difference between DAG and then syntax tree. See, DAG and syntax tree directed acyclic graph, but in the syntax tree we need to express the levels 0 to 1 to level. DAG in the sense directly we can, instead of writing, see here one more time we are defined because that shows different values, answers, different inherited attributes, parent node will be different. Because of that reason, syntax tree going to be defined further. Again, the another parent to be considered. But here we have a same thing to be expressed in it. Just not told, in the DAG. Syntax tree is that common sub expressions has more than one parent. Just now, common sub expressions are more than one parent. But here in the DAG, one parent, that means would be represented that to be in the form of duplicated subtree. Same thing to be acting as a original one and also the duplicated one that will be mentioned in the directed acyclic graph. Remaining, you only try all these examples, that you only try, that makes you to understand very much clear. So only syntax tree, draw the parents with respect to your expressions. We need to do, don't simply write the more than one parent. With respect to your expressions only, you need to mention your more than one parent. Like that, DAG also can easily, can one expression is enough, so that we're going to have to mention duplicate and then original parent node to be enough for the DAG. So try by yourself for this DAG. Any doubt here? So S attributes and then L attributes we'll discuss in the next class. Before going to this S attributes and L attributes, first you thoroughly know the concept of these synthesized attributes and then the inherited attributes and what is this syntax tree, what do you mean by this SDD. If you know all these things, can easily can able to understand this L attribute and S attribute. Before directly you can't able to jump to this S attributes and L attributes. If you know all these things very clearly, then you only can easily can understand the concept. See, one example is there. I will take one small, before going to this S attributes and L attributes, we'll take one small example for this DAG only. So the return in this DAG, see here, obtain the directed acyclic block for the expression x plus x star y plus z. Again y plus z they are given. Again star w. Syntax tree is very easy. Syntax tree in the sense we have a different, that means different parent numbers to be represented. But while writing DAG, see, step, how many steps are there? 4 steps are there, 4 to 5 steps they are given. See, take one step first. First, brackets are first to be removed. First, we need to remove the brackets. Y plus z, you write this diagram, fast tree diagram. Y plus z another time is there, no need to write it because already you know about that one. To keep this information in your mind. Next is what? Multiply with x. Same thing, just to elaborate, just one step further you proceed. That means one step further you proceed in the sense what happens? Okay, one step for the C plus already been over. Next, one step further because you are multiplying the same with x star. Next, come to x star. plus plus in the sense what happens will go into the next level, because again same x is there. Y plus z is already been there. Again we are adding this, again you are multiplying the same three structures with the x star. So that part also been over. Just you add this plus, again get back to the same parent, so that what happens, you can easily get x plus x star, keep as it is, and then y plus z add it is, and then multiply with the extra. So easily this the type of past tree can help you to draw the direct radius cyclic graph. But immediately we need to draw the line here to get back to the x, because duplicate parent to be expressed there only. That you have to remember that that is nothing but your directed acyclic graph. Finally, one more thing is there, the return as y plus z star w. Y plus z star w. Again y plus z already been there, just you elaborate star w. Finally, the DAG will be, so whatever you written, y plus z two times the return, same thing you written star w. Again we have an x star plus, and again we have a get back to the same answer to the plus, and again everything will be multiplied. See, the final expression will be x plus x star y plus z plus y plus z star w. So here so many, so finally we have to start multiply everything with w. So therefore there keep this multiply symbol here with w. Two plus symbols are there. Two, so first we have y plus z is commonly we go to write, and then immediately we have a y plus z, we have a star with x. So y plus z star with x already been over. Again star with x in the sense, again immediately plus x. Get back to the root, get back to the same parent node. Again whatever been discussed till now, whatever been discussed till now. So, see, whatever we discussed till now, y plus z, x star, y plus z, and then x star. That means we have a x star, y plus z plus x been over. Again, this answer to be plus with the previous one, star w. So whatever you got, everything will go into take addition and then with star w. So that is the final answer. See, because we have a x plus here. So we have this plus symbol with all these operations. Later multiply with w. So this helps you to draw the DAG very clearly. So next class we'll discuss about this attributed definitions, S attributes and L attributes. Any doubt here? Any doubt? Any doubt while drawing this DAG? Anybody? 22 or there? Anybody? Anyone? Any doubt in drawing drag and then the syntax trees? Because next class we'll go with a different level of drawing that attributes, and then L attributes, and then A attributes. First you want, any doubt? Anybody? 22 students are there. Anyone? If you have any doubt regarding, see, three things been important for the next coming directed acyclic graph: synthesized attributes, and then inherited attributes. Yes, finally we have a syntax directed definition. So SDD, tell only one line I can going to give. SDD in the sense we need to give the semantic meaning for each and every productions. What dot val or dot in, dot val for the synthesizer, dot in for inherited attributes. That part is nothing but your completed definitions for your syntax directed definition. And also we have to have the pointers wherever this pointer node specification operator is there, left and right pointer, and then any identification is there, immediate new entry, the particular new entry, that new variable value to be expressed. Like that you go on doing for the particular operations for the pointers. If you know the pointers directly, it will help you to draw the syntax tree. Syntax tree in the sense only one line. Syntax in the sense of knowing pointers can easily draw syntax tree. This is one syntax tree. Easily can separate your pointer to one, pointer to. But in this syntax tree, we need to elaborate where is the starting, where we have a start symbol. From that start symbol only, we go on reducing your production with respect to the operators being formed. Like that, we'll go on doing the operation. See, plus operator, immediately left and right. Which is left operator, which is right operand. We need to discuss and then we need to give the directions. minus here only. Again, we are elaborating E tends to E minus T, but minus sign you got. That means we need to tell the where the left pointer will be, right pointer will be. That you need to elaborate with respect to your inherited attributes. That means siblings. The siblings nature to be expressed clearly in the syntax tree. Okay, follow the same. That will make you better understanding of the L attributes and then S attributes. I want today only to finish, but time will taking so much of time. Okay, next class we'll do this S attributes and L attribute definition. Any doubt if you not follow, you can ask about this syntax tree. Just tell me.